Hi, this is Sarah, the Stitchin Mommy, and it's Tuesday, August 9th, 2022. Here for my weekly cross-stitching update. Smokey's here too. Just busy this weekend, so I didn't get a chance to film yesterday like I usually do. But my kids two of my kids went back to school today, so it's a little quiet around here. And I'm hoping to get a little bit more stitching done the next little bit, but I'm not sure. We're still gonna need to work out the kinks of what the new school year looks like. So some things went well cross-stitching wise this week and some things not so much, but I got a good amount done. So let's jump in. Oh yeah, first I got a little bit of Stitchy haul, not a Stitchy Kindness. I bought this, oh actually yes, Stitchy Kindness and haul. I was given a gift card to 123 Stitch, so I went and got a pattern that I've had on my wish list for a long time, but have never gotten yet for a present, and I'm like, I really want this one. So this is Happy Halloween by Silver Creek Samplers. I don't do a lot of Halloween stitching, but this one was really cute, and I think would be really nice kind of up on my bookshelf display for Halloween, because if I don't have any decorations, I mean, I think I'd like something like this. It's got a kitty, pumpkin, it's like cute Halloween, so I can do that. It calls for all sorts of fancy floss, Gentle Art, Weeks Dye Works. So I'll probably just find things in my stash or use they actually don't have DMC equivalents, but I'll find things that I think match this or I think match each other. So not sure if I'll work on this year or not, but it's cute. So I got that. And I also got some thread from Joann's. I'm hoping to start my Victorian village soon, and sadly I can't recommend the shop I got it from, because I realized after the fact that it wasn't legit. I thought it was a Ukrainian designer, but I've got it, so I'm gonna go ahead and stitch it. So this is the Victorian village, and I'm gonna go ahead and start this. It's super long and skinny. I'm gonna do it on 28 count light blue even weave. Left the fabric downstairs, but I cut it, so it's ready to go. The problem because it's so long and narrow, like the narrow I guess isn't the thing, the longness is the thing. I'm doing it 1/1. However, it's charted mostly 2/2, or 2 strand over normal cross-stitching size fabric. I think the original kit, which is no longer in print, comes in 14 count Aida, I think, which would be like the size of the room. So it's charted for 2 strands for most things, and 1 strand half stitches occasionally, probably in the background, and also 1 and 2 strand back stitching for the details. So if I'm doing everything 1/1, I need something smaller than 1/1 for these details. So I went ahead and Smokey, she's being cute over here, purring away. I went ahead and looked online they have Gutermann silk at Joann's, and I got the 3 colors, black, dark brown, and like a dark yellow / tan, to represent the 3 backstitching colors that needed 1 strand. And they are a little bit thinner than DMC. I wouldn't necessarily say half as thick, but maybe 2/3 as thick. I don't know. They're a little thicker than half as thick. Let's just say that. I don't know. So I think this will work well. They didn't have enough colors to convert. There's like three or 4 1 strand half stitches called for, which I'm assuming are like bushes or something in the background. They didn't have the proper colors that would work for that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and not worry about it. I'll just do those in 1 strand DMC and call it good. But I picked those up, and I'm happy with that. I think that'll be a good option. Travel stitching. I did work on my Wander With Me this week. So this is my Kitty Paws pattern that I'm doing for this year's temperatures. You can also find the dog version, Walk With Me, in my shop, my Etsy shop. And this one is where this one is at now. This is 27 count Linda, 1/1 full cross. And I got one more paw, which only had 2 colors in it. The next paw will probably be hotter because we had a little heat spike this weekend. Just Saturday and Sunday we're over 100, and everything else. The last several weeks have been just 90s, which has been nice. I also was able to finish the white in the window, so I'll keep going. This wraps around. There's a little mouse in here now that I could do at any point, but I'll probably keep finishing the window. There's a bird on a tree branch out there that I'll do first before I move on to the little mouse. So this is coming along. And I do have some new temperature designs in the works. I'm not sure how many will get released this year. Yeah. But I do hope to get some more out later in the fall. I think I worked on my temperature butterflies a little bit. This is another new one for this year. Although I'm doing mine with the temperatures from 2002. So I have all my temperatures, but I'm still behind. That's the way I roll. So this is a good one to take places though, so because it's small. So here is temperature butterflies. I have been working on this one for May, and I got several more patches all in that yellow color. So quite a few. I think it was 77, 78, and 79 were the temperatures. So May of 2002 had a lot of those temperatures. There's still more. You can see I'm like halfway done with that one, and I think there's 1 or 2 more down here too. So this is, I don't know if I said 32 count mystery, gray, green, even weave, 1/1 full cross. So I like to pull that out whenever I'm going somewhere, like a you know, kid's dentist appointment, or watching a show on TV with the family, you know, things like that. So I'm not sure if I'll get to this week, but I thought I would bring it out again to show everybody just in case I do, because I may have some travel stitching time. This is the, what do they call this? Totally forgot. It's been too long. I don't remember. Year in Stitches. There we go. Year in Stitches by the Victorian sampler. It was a stitch along that was released on their Facebook group last year, and now it's available on their website in the creative designs section. Let's see if I remember all the things. Because I haven't worked on this all summer, but I believe I'm still working on the June. Yeah, January, February, March, April, May, June. I think I'm still finishing up June. Because I kind of stalled out on this when we stopped, when school got out. So I'm behind July, August. I should be on this block now. So we'll see how I do. This year, I have kids in 3 different schools, but because they get out really close together, so I may not actually have that much stitching time in the car on some of those days, but some days I might, so I'm not really sure. I will see what the year looks like. But I will show you where I'm at now in case I get any more time on this one. So here is where this is now, all fully up. This is 28 count Dove Gray Monaco, mostly 2/2 full cross, and there's a close-up of June. So I was starting in on the white. There's white like lace at the top, so those are all the cross stitches, and then I need to add in the specialty stitches, which will be done in 1 strand and be all lacy looking. And then I started in on the gazebo, and I believe it's a bride and groom, so that she'll be in white as well. So I'll do all the white first. I still have some white on my needle. I'm using B5200 with this gray to make sure it pops, and I think it works really nice. So that's my starting point. We'll see if I get any more on this, because this was the one I'm doing when I wait for my kids after school. So let's see if I can get more done on this again. That'll be fun. I also did a little bit on my Under the Sea Club by the Frosted Pumpkin. I actually worked on this a few more times other than just with my sister. So here is this one all together. This is a mystery stitch along right now. So there's still some parts we don't know what they are yet. And this will go through December. And they go pretty quickly when you, each part is doing it 1 hour a week. I am not staying caught up, but if you spent a little bit more than that, you should be able to stay caught up. We get one release every week. So I would say maybe 2 hours a week and you could stay caught up. We get one release every month. I think I said that wrong. One release every month. So this week I did a little bit at my in-laws' house. I did a little bit when I had a friend over, and my daughter had a friend over, and his mom stayed. So I stitched a little bit, and then again when I talked with my sister. So I got whatever let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, release 4, I got that finished all the way. This is on 28 count, 1/1 full cross. This is like a mystery, medium light blue, even weave. So I got the bubbles stitched of the seahorses as well as the border and all the words. So there's still this part 6, I guess, is up here with a diver and lots of fishes. So I still need to do that before I'm officially caught up, but I think this is good progress. I have converted all the colors to just whatever I had in my stash that were close to what they called for. So not a dramatic color change, but just more using fancy flosses. Most of what they called for was DMC. I think they had 3 fancy flosses, and I'm Deep Blue Sea for this, the waves is the only one I had that was matching. And then I converted all their DMC to fancy floss as well, just to use up what I have. Because these kinds of designs lend themselves well to that, in my opinion. So I've got them in my stash, just sitting there. Might as well use them. So the main piece I worked on this week, Monday through Wednesday, was my kind of focus piece. And I was finishing up By the Window in the Morning by Soda Stitch. I wanted to get this done for my anniversary, and I did. Yay! I can't show you yet. So I worked on it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I think I got most of it done. I had to work on it a little bit more on Friday as well. And then, well, my husband was actually gone Friday evening. He went to a Dodger game with my sons, and so I did the personalization and the framing and the wrapping while he was gone. So I didn't have to worry about him. He's seen me working on this constantly, because I've been working on it all the time the last little bit. So he's seen it a lot, but he hasn't asked any questions. So he probably just figures it's one of the many things that I'm working on, that whatever. But I didn't want to start adding the words when he was around, because then he might figure it out. So I'll put a picture up what it looked like when I got the quote on. And it's a Ernest Hemingway quote, which I saw on one of Lindy Stitch's patterns. And I thought, ooh, I like that quote, because that's us in the evening. We would be together and have our books, and at night be warm in bed together with the windows open and the stars bright. So that's why I changed this to a nighttime scene. And I think it turned out really nice. So I found an 8x8 frame at Michael's, framed it up real quick on Friday, and I will share it next week because it's staying here. It's wrapped up right now, but once it's gifted, it will still be here. So I'll show you that next week, but it is done and I'm excited. So that's a finish. Then I had my Arbitrary August picks for last week. First of which was Cross Stitch Fun by Kesslins. And this is my only monochromatic piece, but that makes it kind of fun to work on because it's different. And I love the color combination that I'm using. And I got 2 strands of floss done on this, so not too bad. I think I worked on it a little bit on Friday as well as Thursday, just so I could finish my string. So here's this one. compared to last time. 1/1 full cross. This is 28 count sapphire, star sapphire Jobelin, which star sapphire is a light pale green. I don't know why it's called. Maybe star sapphire is a green jewel. I know sapphires are dark blue, so I'm not really sure, but yeah. So I got this center motif finished and then kept going on the swirly bits. So this is a mirror image right here. So it'll go to about here, and then I'll start filling in the other stuff as I go down. Yeah, so that's exciting. And I'm using Coastal Seaweed by Victorian Motto. And that's that one. Next, my Arbitrary August pick. I'm doing 3 Arbitrary August picks every week. So I spin a wheel of projects that are not necessarily slotted in for this year, so that I can hopefully get at least a little bit of attention. This is Those Who Sing by The Drawn Thread, and I am up here in the top. I got all the words and flowers done up here previously, so this time I got 1 length of green leaves and started in on this bluebird. So not a ton, but still exciting. Oh yeah, and it's in here because it's small. So this is on 32 count Mushroom Slushy Even Weave by Fabric Flair. I'm doing it 2/2 because there are specialty stitches in here as well. I didn't mention that last time. This flowers, I don't know if you can see, it's probably not focusing well enough, but there are specialty stitch, satin stitch petals and some little cross hatching centers. The beaks are long stitches on the birds, and not too many things, mostly just the flowers. The rest of it's, I got these 2 leaves and this leaf mostly finished with 1 strand of that color, and then I worked on the bird and got his blue back finished. So not a lot, but it was something, and I felt like not too shabby considering I was spending a lot of time trying to finish up my anniversary piece. I could have gotten more on this if I was already done with that, but it got some attention, so that's good. And then my last Arbitrary August piece was Butterfly Cat, which is a Heaven and Earth design. It's actually just called Butterfly if you're searching for it, but it's clearly a butterfly cat. And this is the Max Colors version, and yes, the background is not charted, even on the regular normal one. And this is on Nessie, 28 count Nessie by Picture This Plus, so that I can, and it turned out that the fabric color is very similar to the green, tealy greens in the stem, so I think it'll look really nice. It'll complement that. Didn't get a ton done on this, but every little bit helps, and I got enough to meet a prompt in my Stitch Into the Wild group, so I got 124 stitches. So here is my ear on the kitty cat. I am doing my version of the typewriter method where I pick symbols top to bottom, left to right, which is the tippity top of this ear here, so I think the 3rd row is complete. And I'm doing those colors wherever they go until my thread runs out. So this is 1/1 full cross. I don't know if I said that. On 28 count Nessie by Picture This Plus. Just the ear of the kitty cat. I had heard a couple people talk about this new stitching method called Royal Rose. So I had to go look it up and figure it out. And apparently there's a cross stitcher here on Flosstube who is the Royal Stitcher, and she came up with this method of parking on full coverage projects that she really likes, and she's been calling it Royal Rose, and so I'm actually thinking of trying it. I know I don't tend to like parking very much anymore, but I do have April Fairy is one I'm still parking on because I'm doing a specific method on that one, and I thought, well, I think I'd like to try this method, at least to start out with and see what I think. So the Hidden Harbor project that I bought at the second to last Heaven and Earth Design sale. I'm gonna do it that way. And I found a piece of 28 count mushroom even weave that is the exact perfect size for this. So I have to, right? It's 1/1. I'll do it 1/1 on 28 count and full crosses because I want to make sure these houses with all their structure stay crisp and clear. I don't want them to be muddied up with a half stitch. So I'll obviously start here because her method is similar in typewriter style where it's left to right. Parking below, I guess is how it, after watching a few of her Stitch With Me videos, it's clear that the way she starts and ends her thread, which is part of her method, is meant for people who stitch on a frame. So I'm curious if that method will work for me, but I'm gonna try it. We'll see. Because I stitch in hand, so things are all different for me, but I'm gonna try that. I don't know when. I keep looking for an opportunity to start it just randomly. So far I haven't found that opportunity because I've been trying to finish up my anniversary piece. I would like to get back to Knitting Woman. Oh, I forgot to bring her up. I want to try to do more on her as well, a little bit as my bonus stitching the next 3 weeks. So I don't know. I may not get to Hidden Harbor for a while, but I really want to try. So if you see it pop up sometime in the next little bit, you know I just couldn't help myself. So I went ahead, oh yeah, sampler of stitches. I did work on that a little bit on Sunday and Monday to finish up I wanted to get 1 hour at least on it. I didn't have a lot of stitching time on Sunday. So this is let's see, here's the little one. Sampler of stitches by The Drawn Thread, and this is the part I'm working on. I'm working on the letter N right now. And I got, just like I said, 1 hour on this. So not a lot, but something. Hopefully I'll get more time next weekend to keep working on it. So here is where this is at. On the called for 30 count custard cream linen, 1/2 most of the time. And the specialty stitches are whatever, amount of threads it calls for. I worked in here on the letter N. On the Norwich stitch, I got the outline of the N done and the necklace, which is beaded. So that's fun. And I actually put the moon charm in last night too. I forgot there was a moon charm. So I'm like, yeah, let's go put that in. And so there's a few more specialty stitches. There's more Norwich stitches actually in here in a different color. It's like a checkerboard. So I'll keep working on that. Hopefully next Sunday. I'm trying to get a little bit of this time on this every Sunday. At least in August. We'll see how long I need to do that before I will get caught up, but. Alrighty. And then my main piece this week is my first Arbitrary August. Not just kidding. My first Whip Go draw of August, which is my antique shoe collection kit by Busilla. I started this around 25 years ago, so this is what I'm considering my oldest whip. I have a couple things still left over from my high school, college days. Don't know when I started them all. I wasn't keeping track, but if it's back then, it qualifies, and I'm guessing that this is probably the oldest of the ones I have left. Let's see. Yeah. Year 2000. So, not as old as I thought, actually, because I graduated in 99. So I must have started this in college. So no older than 22 years, because yeah. So this is at least 22 years old. I think I bought this from Joann's or something, probably. And using all the kit stuff. I actually did a little bit on it last night, but when I say a little bit, I mean a little bit. I have the lengths were already cut up when I was way back then, and I cut them smaller than I do now because I didn't know about the loop start back then. So they're all rather small pieces. So I did one of my small lengths of green, and that's it. But this is where it's at right now on 14 count. Seems like it's antique white, Ada. And I decided this time I would work on this green boot. So I did one length of green right here last night, and I'm hoping the next couple days to get a little bit more than that done each night to get a good chunk of that boot done. That'd be fun. There is more in this border, like a gray and then an outline, but I thought, I want to do something fun. So I'm gonna work on the boot the next couple days. My WIPO goal for my fancy lady or fancy lady adjacent projects is 3 days. So this one I considered, I needed enough projects to fill up my WIPO board with 24 projects. And so if it was, I didn't have quite that many fancy ladies, which are usually like Mirabilia, Joan Elliott, Lavender and Lace, that sort of thing. So I added in a few of these, which are fancy lady adjacent. These are shoes that somebody wearing those fancy dresses would be wearing, so I figured that counts. Yeah, so I'll give that 2 more days. And now I get to, and I'll work on sampler of stitches on Sunday. But I get to draw my next Arbitrary August picks. Here with you for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So see, the 3 that I picked last week are still grayed out, so that's good. So we'll see what I get to work on this week. Ooh, spring roundels. That's a fun one. I was gifted that kit, and they're little ornament size ones, and instead of, there's actually no cross stitching at all. Each stitch is the same size as a cross stitch, but they're all different specialty stitches. So it's kind of interesting. So I will enjoy working on that one. See if I can get a little bit farther on. There's 3 of them in the kit, and I am partially done with one. So we'll see how far I can get on that one in one day. So let's see what the next one will be, and I'll spin them all and then go find them and show you. Okay, blackwork flower with butterflies. That's a fun one. This one is, I can't remember. Well, when I go get it, I'll remember her name. But yeah, this was a fun one. I have a good amount done on this one, but still a lot more to go. So the third one will be Cupcake Dreams. That's a fun one. This is another one like Butterfly Cat that's sold from a full coverage company, but it doesn't have a background. And I think this one actually was charted with a white background, and I said, but I'm doing it on a fun green background. So I will bring those up to show you, and I'll be right back. All right, so the first one was Spring Roundels. This is by Barbara Jackson, and it was a kit that was associated with a online class, and I was graciously gifted this. Comes with everything you need. So the linen, the silk to stitch it in, and even the finishing fabrics and ribbons and little circles and to the mounting boards and things like that. So it had everything. So fun. So here is my starting point on the tulip one. And they look like cross stitches, all except these ones on the top. You can kind of tell those are eyelets. But all the rest of them, even though they look like cross stitches, they're actually other things. So it is kind of fun. Some of them do warp the fabric a little bit, but overall I think it's fine, and it will be probably corrected when I finish them, if I ever finish them. But yes, they're very pretty. It's yeah, warmer in person. These are nice cream, maybe ivory linens. I don't know if it says what color the linen is, but it looks ivory to me. And pretty color palette. There's stitch diagrams, and there's my other fabrics. Yeah, anyways, so that's fun. I'll be working on that one and see how far I can get in one day. And then the next one was Blackwork Flower with butterflies. And this one is by Leslie Tier. For some reason I was blanking on her name before. This one is all black work in the flower and the leaves, but it is cross stitch in these butterflies. So this is fun because I haven't done a whole lot of black work. And there's some metallics in here that I added last time I worked on this. I'm doing a conversion with Fancy Flosses and Petite Treasure Braid, which I stole from here to use a little bit in my Frosted Pumpkin Under the Sea stitch along. So I'll have to steal it back if I want to do any, but I think I might just focus on the other stuff this time. So this is on a, got some fuzzes, 28 count light blue even weave that I got at Hobby Lobby. It looks like they're the Zweigart brand version that they have now. So the cross stitch is 2/2, everything is 2/2, or 1/1. Cross stitches are 2/2. The black work is usually 1 strand, but also over 2. This like outer edge that looks thicker, that's I think 3 strands over 2. Oh, there is some cross stitch here in the center too. And little bits of cross stitching throughout, like here I stitched these, but now I need to go back and do the black work, fill in around the cross stitching, which is probably what I'll do, because it looks like I have a petal or 2 finished here of stitching, and then I can go through and do the black work. I think that would be fun. So maybe I'll do that. I don't believe I have any black in here. I just pull my black from my master set, so I'll have to make sure I have that with me. Make sure I have enough black. And then the last one was Cupcake Dreams, which I think was Tilton Crafts. Yes, Tilton Crafts. It was a freebie. I don't think they have this. There was a time they took their freebies down because they were switching their websites around, and I haven't actually gone back to see if they still have freebies up there, so I'm not sure if this is available, but this was one by Tilton Crafts. I thought it was really pretty and looked yummy. So I am doing this 1/1 on some 28 count pale green. I think it's Jubilee is the name of the even weave. You can see it's green, and 1/1 full crosses. And I decided as well with this one to start at the top and work typewriter method picking symbols. So this top little leaf for the strawberries is pretty much finished, but I have the other sections started as well. And you can see some light colors coming around on the frosting as well. So hopefully I have some like dark red on my needle, so we'll see what I do with that and see where I go, see how much I can do in one day. This will get Saturday though, so hopefully I can do a little bit on that. So that'll be fun. All 3 really nice choices because I love these projects. I just didn't have them purposefully planned for yet this year, and left to their own devices, they may not get any attention. So I'm really glad to do Arbitrary August this way, to give at least 12 of these projects some love and attention. So, because I do enjoy them. Yeah, so that's all my plans for this week. And I am planning to take a break from Flosstube at the beginning of September. So all will be well, but I will take a little break and then I'll come back, and hopefully maybe the end of September I can do my whip parade. Well, we'll have to see how it goes. I like to do a whip parade in the fall, not at the new year or in the middle of the year, because both of those times are really busy for me. The new year is busy because of my Etsy shop, where my most popular items are temperature patterns and kits, which are sold the most during December and January. So that's not a good time to do a whip parade because they take so much time. And all my family is home on winter break. Conversely, the mid-year whip parades that a lot of people do, all my family is home then too. So it's just too chaotic and full So I thought, how about the fall? So I did my first fall whip parade last year. So this year will be the first year that I'll have a whole year's worth of progress to show on things. So hopefully that'll happen late September. That's kind of my plan. So in the meantime, have fun on whatever you're working on and enjoy your pets and your loved ones, and happy stitching. Bye.